So today, yesterday, if you missed it, the replay may still be up on Scope. If not, I'm on catch.me // iHeartPlanners, and I talked about how to make time for like blogging and growing your own business. If you're really busy, you have a full-time job, you have kids to take care of. Hello, welcome everyone. I'm so glad you're here. So if you didn't catch that, you might want to watch that later. And then this kind of ties in a lot to what I talked about yesterday. Hello, welcome. Hi from South Carolina. I hope it's warmer there than it is here. It's pretty cold today. Hello, welcome. I need to change my setup because I'm kind of far away from the phone. It's hard to read the name sometimes. Hello, welcome. Glad to have you guys. Okay, so I'm going to tell you today one of the surprising secrets that I don't think a lot of people talk about, but I think it's a major secret to being a successful blogger. Hello. Oh, someone else is in Pennsylvania. I'm in Pittsburgh. So I want to share that with you. You might not want to hear it, but it's true. So I like to tell the truth, whether it's like something you're dying to hear or not. It might surprise you a little bit. First, if you don't know who I am, I'm Laura from iHeartPlanners. I blog. I've been doing this for about 3 years. I earn full-time income blogging about organizing. I sell printable planners, and I also I help other entrepreneurs who want to start and grow an online business. So I'm so glad to have you all here. If you want to know more about my scopes, I actually just set up a page. Go to iHeartPlanners.com /scope, and anything I talk about will be linked there. Okay, so here's the secret. What you actually need to do to be a successful blogger is to keep it simple and do less, not more. And I know some of you are like wanting a secret, like pin your pins on Pinterest 22 times a day at exactly these times. Well, there is no such secret. I can promise you that. It's all trial and error. But really, the secret. This is what helped me. And when I look at other successful bloggers, especially ones who are kind of at the medium level, like they're not making like $1 bajillion and they don't have like 20 people working for them, they're still mostly doing things themselves, you'll see that they have focused on one or two things. They are known for one or two things. So what you need to do, because we all have limited time, like I talked about yesterday, we all have limited time. Even if you are lucky enough to have 40 full hours a week to work on your business, there's still a limit. We have limited time, limited energy, limited resources and capacity to learn things. So you need to keep it simple. And I'm going to give you some practical advice. I'm not just going to say keep it simple. But as far as practical advice goes, what you should do, and I want you, instead of just listening to this tip and being like, I think that's a pretty good idea, I want you to actually take action on it. So I'll give you a little story from my own business. When I first started, I kind of made one promise to myself, and I was struggling a little bit with like taking it seriously and showing up, like I talked about yesterday, because in the beginning it really was it didn't make any money yet. So, but one promise I made to myself is I was going to focus on building and nurturing my email newsletter subscribers. That was going to be the number one thing that I did. And so every single week, no matter what, I would write a very thoughtful blog post that was very helpful to people. So I would spend like sometimes hours on that post, taking pictures, doing a project, trying to make that as helpful as I possibly could. I didn't try to write 5 posts. I tried to write one that was like as amazing as I could make it. And then I was going to send that to my newsletter each week. So I had something valuable to give them. And I was focusing on building my newsletter, and that was really it. I tried not to do anything else until I had done that, because that was the most important thing. It wasn't as important that I go on Twitter, Instagram, or even at the very beginning I wasn't on Pinterest, all those kind of things. Once I finally got that priority down, where it was more of a habit, it takes a little less time also once you're used to something. And I'd researched a lot and I learned a lot, just trial and error and really focusing on that aspect. Okay, I'm going to try this to grow my email list. Is that working? Okay, that was a total failure. Now I'm going to try something else. And I even got better at predicting what would work. And instead of reading, you know, there's all sorts of information you can glean out there about whether it be free blog posts or paid courses about how to grow your business. Well, I didn't delve into all of those. I focused, you know, probably 70% of my training and my reading on building an email list so I could really get that down. Then once that was kind of down, I moved on to Pinterest, and not surprisingly, that's now my #1 source of traffic. But I still, for example, have not worried about Twitter at all. So that's why it's no accident that I have 60,000+ email subscribers, but 423 Twitter followers. I actually just checked because I sent out a tweet today, which I rarely do. And that's no accident, and I'm totally fine with that. I don't need Twitter followers because I worked on my email list, and that is working so well for me that I don't need that. But if I had tried to divide up all my time into like working on every, you know, 5 different social media channels, if I'd even tried to divide my blog up into, I want to blog about organizing one day, I want to blog about decorating one day, which you'll never find me doing because that's not my thing, but you know, I want to blog about a recipe one day. If I tried to divide things up like that, I wouldn't have made as much of an impact. So I would highly, highly encourage you to sit down, write down maybe your top 3 focus areas, and make sure that you prioritize those and that you get those done ahead of the other things. And I think you'll see that other successful bloggers, they're kind of known for 1 or 2 things. And a lot of times, I've just been curious and I've been checking this out lately when I've been on other blogs. Like, you know, you click their little social media links and you'll often see like maybe they have 200,000 Twitter followers, but like 5,000 Instagram. You know, you'll see that discrepancy, and that's okay. Like, that's kind of how they've been successful because they can't do it all. Once you know, once you get something down, you'll be able to add something else, and eventually, if you are in business long enough and you hire, then you can gradually add even more things. But to start with, you need to focus. And I have another little bonus for you that I think might really help you. One of my blogger friends has put out this free training. It's called Blogging Made Simple. It's a free video training. If you go to iHeartPlanners.com/scope, it's the first link on that page. You can go sign up for it. Like I said, it's completely free. I think there's 3 videos. I've watched most of them, and she really, you know, hones in on this message as well of keeping things simple. And she even gives some specifics about how, you know, what she thinks you should focus on, and you know how things kind of go in different phases, so you can't focus on everything all at once. So and yeah, it's really good, helpful video training. So if you want to go to iHeartPlanners.com/scope, sign up for that, and I think that training will really help you kind of go along with this and show you how to help take your blog to the next level. So I'm so glad you guys were here today, and I hope that advice helped you. And definitely, like, if you take this to heart, or even if you want like advice, email iHeartPlanners@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer. And I do look at those. Like, I often get ideas for other scopes, so if you have a question, I might be able to answer it later. But I'd love to hear from you, especially if you implement the things I'm talking about. I always love to hear like what kind of success you're having and how that's going for you. So thank you so much.